welcome to Loopy's Place. I'm Jane. This week I'm in my home sewing room, and this week we're talking about the difference between blanket stitch and buttonhole stitch. Now the reason for this is I've been doing a cut work project recently. It's going out to my community class in September. It's a project that we're doing, and it's also going in for club members for one of their projects. So when it comes to blanket stitch, I think it's something that we're quite familiar with. If you're of a certain age, I can remember growing up and the edging on blankets actually having the blanket stitch on, and that's obviously where it's got its name from. Buttonhole stitch again comes from the way that it was used for hand stitching buttonholes. Now when people have spoken to me about the difference between the two, they've come up with the difference in the width between the stitches. Actually there's a bit more to it than that. So let's have a look at how the stitches are formed and what the difference is. There we go. So I have just drawn some lines on my fabric just to make it easier. So obviously we're going to do blanket stitch first. So we'll do. So the way that I like to do it, just to make it easier, get that through there, coming up, there we go, and you can see that the stitch is just looped over. We generally do an even distance between, and you can see how that follows the edge. So if you were doing it along the edge of a blanket, it's those straight bars that would be coming over. So blanket stitch, you can see like that, but you could still do stitches closer together. Like that. Go a bit closer. And that is still a blanket stitch. It just changed the distance between the stitches. So our thread here is coming through this end and it's just looped round, so it's just twisted around that bottom stem. So if I go down, come up on the other line. There we go. So this is where it's different with our buttonhole stitch. So I'm going to do wide space ones for you to start with. So you're going to come in and back up the end of the row. That comes around the other side. That thread goes round and under the needle, and you're going to bring your needle up and you're going to get a loop like that. Bring it back down towards you and it forms a knot. So again, through the width, wrap the thread around the end of the needle. Pull it through, and here where it's just twisted over, we've actually got a knot around the thread. So now, because of the nature of buttonholes, we're going to cut that fabric in between. So this is where the origins of it. So now we're going to come closer together. Pull it down. So to get myself in to be able to do this at speed, what I do like to do is just have my thread up there. There you go, got my knot, and pull it down. There we go. closer. Bring it down, and there you can see how familiar looking buttonhole stitch. There we go. So I do hope you found that useful. I find it fascinating to see the origins of where these stitches have come from, and even the slight differences between the way they're worked, how it changes the formation of that stitch for it to be able to work the way that it does. Do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications when new content is added. I'll be back very soon with some more hints and tips, but in the meantime, do take care. Bye for now.